My name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is November 7th, 2021, and Bitcoin looks like it just broke out. All right. So where we left off yesterday, we were saying that we were still looking to long Bitcoin. We're looking to long the price of Bitcoin. We thought that the 60K region was very, very strong support. So these bearish head and shoulders patterns wouldn't necessarily play out, right? This is a double top, maybe. You could see a head and shoulders here. I did not think that we were going to have a breakdown. Rather, we were going to have a breakout. And that's almost exactly what we did. We retested this 144 EMA. We went down, and around here was a great entry to long Bitcoin. And what it looks like right now on the 4-hourly chart is that we've created a wave one, an impulsive wave one. Okay, I could be wrong, obviously, but this looks like an impulsive wave one, and I'm going to show you why. All right, let's zoom in to the 45-minute time frame, and we can see that if we've met, like, obviously this, whatever this is, this correction that we're in right now is not finished, but it looks like it is rounding out, and it looks like it will find support on these EMAs. Okay, we're right now holding the 21 EMA, but the 144 has crossed the 55 EMA, which is blue. The 144 is green. So it looks like we're going to find support here, more or less. So if we pull the fibs on this breakout, we see that it is pretty much kissing the 382 Fibonacci level. And what do we know about the 382 Fibonacci level for purported wave ones of Elliott waves, Elliott wave impulses? We know that that is the minimum retracement that one wave can have to be valid. Of the minimum retracement that it can have. Usually the retracement is between the 0.5 and the 0.618 Fibonacci level, but the wave one impulse can retrace only 382, and that is a valid sort of retracement. Okay, so that means that the price can correct within this range and turn around and continue for the wave, for the third wave. Sorry, I'm having trouble speaking. All right, so let's look more closely at this purported impulse. Let's go into smaller time frame. So we're in the 8-minute time frame now, and yes, indeed, we do see a leading diagonal one wave. Okay, this is something that you typically find in wave ones and wave fives. Okay, sorry, the diagonal is something that you find in wave one, wave five, and in wave one and wave five in impulse or motive waves. Okay, and in wave one, it's called the leading diagonal. If you find it in wave five, it's called an ending diagonal. Okay, and this is what we have here. So it's basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a diagonal pattern. And the special thing about diagonals is that wave 2 and wave 4 can kind of intersect, or they can fall into one another's regions. Meaning, the more important is wave 4 can fall into the region of wave 2. That's the only time that is legal, that is valid. Okay, so you have a diagonal, leading diagonal wave 1. You have a wave 2 retracement. I'm not going to measure it out, but this is a valid legal retracement between the 0.5 and 618. You have a clear wave 3 with an ending diagonal of the fifth wave of wave 3, right? And then you have a wave 4 that's complex, while the wave 2 was simple by the law of alternation. That is legal and that is expected. And then you have a fifth wave that is extended. Okay, and that's what you got here, an extended fifth wave. So just showing that count really quickly. So this is an impulse. You got your first impulse, okay? And right there, that's your 5 waves up. And after that, you got an ABC correction, but then you also got some more. It looks like this is why I've labeled this WXY. WXY is the designation for a complex correction, right? There's double threes and triple threes. Triple threes are exceedingly rare, but double threes are likely complex corrections that you can get in wave 2 or wave 4. Usually you get it in wave 4, but sometimes you get it in wave 2. And a double 3 is essentially very simple. It's complex. It's complex. It's hard to kind of trade, but I want you to zoom out and understand the basic concept of a double 3 complex correction. And I've said this before many times on this channel, and I'll repeat it. It bears repeating. A lot of people know the basics, the rudiments of Elliott wave theory. 5 waves up, 3 waves down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, ABC down, right? If they're only longing, and if you're shorting, it's this, it's the other way. Obviously, impulsive waves, corrective waves. We get that. Fewer people know the different rules, the guidelines, right, about where certain waves can fall, where certain waves tend to fall using Fibonacci and stuff like that. Even fewer people know how to use the complex corrections to their advantages. And if you get corrections in Elliott wave theory, you will come close to mastering this, and you will be very, very adept at reading charts, because Elliott wave theory is a very complete sort of system that integrates Fibonacci, that integrates pattern analysis, that integrates all of these things in one. And this is a steep learning curve, but you can learn it. And I'll show you how to learn a double 3 correction. This is complex correction, okay? So simple rules to the double 3. You have 3 waves. The reason they call it a double 3 is that you have basically a 3-wave correction in W and a 3-wave correction in Y. And in X, the intermediate wave, you also have 3 waves, but the double comes from the W and the Y, okay? The X wave is kind of like the middle wave, okay? So that's first thing. Second thing is the WXY is always slanted in one direction. So if you're going down, if the correction is down, which this one is, right? Because the general impulse, the motive, or the trend is up. So the correction is down. You're going to see a slant where W ends at one level, Y has to end below W, and X actually breaks the plane of W. Those are the rules, okay? So W happens, and then X goes beyond the starting point of W, and then Y goes beyond the ending point of W. This has to happen for it to be a valid complex WXY correction, complex double, or a valid double 3 correction. And the second thing is W can be either a flat correction or a zigzag correction. X can be a flat correction, a zigzag correction, or a triangle correction, which I think it is here because, that's what I've drawn out. Okay. And Y, again, can be either a flat correction, a zigzag, or a triangle. Okay. And within those flat and zigzags and triangles, you can mix and match. You can have a combination. So complex corrections get complex, but the general rules are just what I stated. If you've grasped that, you've grasped complex corrections. Don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be. And the interesting thing, what you need to understand about a complex correction is what? The reason for complex corrections is that price did something too quickly, and you need time. You need to give the charts, the buyers and the sellers, time to consolidate, okay? Because this is a valid ABC correction. This one right here, this ABC correction that you see in W, should have been all that we needed. Pas maintenant, mon amour. This W correction should have been all that we needed to correct, right? For this 5-wave impulse, we're pretty much good, right? If this is a 1 wave, we've hit the 382, we're golden. But the issue is it didn't spend enough time correcting. So, Nicolas, pas maintenant, je suis en train d'enregistrer. Ok, après. we didn't spend enough time correcting. So basically, price action creates a kind of scenario or and a condition for longer correction. So what will happen if this is indeed what I think it is, a double three? What will happen is this triangle will break out to the upside and break the plane and then come back down. And that's what you're going to see if this is indeed a complex correction. And the other thing is, like I said, it takes long, relatively speaking. We've already been in this correction for 13 hours. Okay. If this is really a complex correction, it may take 10 more, 12 more hours. Okay. That's what a complex correction is. And this is why these things are difficult to trade, because it takes a lot of time. You don't know where it's going. You have no clue. It could be a number of things, right? Very difficult to predict. So this is why, they call them complex corrections. Anyway, this is what I think we're getting here. I do think we got our first impulse. Now, zooming out a little more, let's go back on the 45 time frame. Let's erase this. And yeah, let's leave that. If this is indeed one, where can we expect our 3 to fall? All right, very simply, between the 1618, inverse 1618, and 2 Fibonacci levels of this one. So basically, that would take us to this region here, okay? And it seems, let's turn on the VPVR just to see where our buyers and sellers are, right? There's not that much VPVR action up here, or is it just not showing? All right, this is not helping. Let's get rid of the VPVR. Let's turn on our vital algo indicator, see if that's not any more help. If not, we're just going to look left. Looking left is basically looking at price action and seeing what kind of support and resistance we can find there. Okay, so also in this time frame, let's go on other time frame. Let's go on the hourly time frame if that matters at all. And this is how you use indicators, right? You do your analysis and you use indicators to supplement your analysis. Okay, this is not that helpful right now for what we're trying to do. So let's turn it off and let's look left. So if we look left in the region of 1.618 to 2, where we anticipate our 3-wave ending, we see that there was some resistance, right? There was enough resistance to stop this. There was enough resistance to stop that, to stop this, and to stop that. So we anticipate, let's say, our 1.6 or our 3-wave to end around here, okay? So let's put 64,327. Let's anticipate 64,327 for our 3-wave, okay? And there's a reason I'm doing this. Just stay with me. Bear with me, please. Okay, let's see, it ends around here. 64,327. Okay. And then 4 simple by law of alternation. And okay, let's just measure 4 out. And this is one thing that's very useful to do, to chart, just to have an idea of what's going on. And if you're in a trade, what is likely to happen. Obviously, this doesn't have to happen. Whoops, I did that wrong. Pull from the bottom to the top of this purported 3. It ends simply between 236 and 382, okay? And then we have the 5 as calculated by the 1618 of the inverse 1618 of the 3-wave, okay? And that should be between the 1236 and the 1618, okay? This is another reason I think that this is a likely 1 wave, because look at this wave count that I just put down, and it's a potential wave count, but I've used valid rules and sort of guidelines to make it right. You just saw that I had the 4-wave end between the 236 and the 382. I had the 5-wave go to the inverse between the inverse 1236 and 1618 of the 3-wave, and that falls with our theory of this C wave ending up here somewhere, which is basically the between the 1 and the 1236 of this A wave, right? So if you take this A wave and you pull it down, you see the 1236. And this is why, again, I'm saying that I do not anticipate price to exceed the 66K region. This is going to be our last impulse, what I anticipate as our last impulse for Bitcoin before sort of finding its way into the C wave for a 5-wave impulse down, okay? And once we hit that C wave, then the bearish action starts in earnest, okay? It's already kind of started because right here, this inverse head and shoulders is not going to break out. At least I do not think it's going to break out to its target, which should be in the 70s, right? I think we're going to peter out here. We're going to find this resistance level. So let's erase this. Sorry, one sec. We're going to find this resistance level. And again, let's turn on the Vital Algo indicator. If you're interested in getting Vital Algo, you can try it free for a week or 2 weeks. I forget. And if you decide to purchase, I think it's a week, use code ESDEAN for 25% off at checkout. Vital Algo is a partner of the channel. Okay. And look, so turning on the Vital Algo indicator on the 1 hourly time frame, you see this big red box. This is indicating a selling zone. So this is a strong resistance right here, right? It's the brighter it is, the stronger the resistance. And so I don't anticipate price action going beyond this level. I think that this selling pressure is going to be too much for the price. So I don't anticipate all-time high, and I don't even anticipate us breaching 66K. And I do think that we've already entered the final motive wave to the upside for Bitcoin in the medium short term. Okay, so that's pretty much what I'm seeing with Bitcoin. Alts will continue to rise as Bitcoin dominance is low. Alts will continue to rise and do what they do, just like we know when liquidity goes from Bitcoin to medium, large cap alts, medium cap alts, small cap alts, micro caps, right? You see this. You see this